Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of SANDWALLS. In episode 1, we successfully struck the Earth. We dug our way downstairs, set up a small food supply for this brave new fort, breached a couple of aquifers. We went here for a small-time workshop, and once we started digging downstairs in the search for the caverns, well, this was for sure the earliest magma sea discovery that I can remember. So here in these lands, we are founding our new home. This is the history of the Banner of Shadow, and it's the rebuilding time for these poor souls that have been encroached by goblins. So that's where we left off last time. And today we're going to work our way around the question, where in Armok's name are those caverns? And the last time I breached through this here, and we had to breach through another layer of aquifer. So I now decided that we are going to go and use this layer here, the one right below the danger zone, to start spreading our expedition into other directions. Because as it stands now, our brave founders of SANDWALLS stand right in front of a big issue. We really don't know how we should build a city if we don't know where the caverns are at. And obviously, these questions rule themselves out faster than I had anticipated, as we just opened up the the wall and found the caverns. So just as I have thought, we managed to strike our way through a pillar that is, as a matter of fact, reaching exactly through the entire world downstairs here. So we can already see a couple of things. First of all, I would assume that this is Caverns Tier 1. Then we have another advantage. All this area now will start to get floor fungus blooming. And we also have an idea now where our underground world starts. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of the jobs that I just assigned a minute before. So there's the tetrahedrite. That's our copper and silver source. But I am going to fill up that breach right away, as I want to have a controlled touchdown somewhere. This looks good. Okay, wonderful. These are really, really good news, as this means that we can finally now start navigating through the underground realms here. So, let's check our expedition. And as we have introduced Ubul in the previous episode, I think today it is time to take a look at the miners, because these guys are currently not mining at all. They're all doing other things. So, here goes Rakhust Palace Convents. He's very comfortable around others that are different from himself. He's prone to strong feelings of lust. He has a strong sense of duty. He tends to be passive in discussions. He's curious and eager to learn, and he often acts with compassion. He is somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger. He tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects. So this is one really unspectacular person. So welcome, Rakhust. We are going to give him the treatment to make sure that we don't forget that he's one of the founding members of SANDWALLS. And while we were at it, let's check out the next one. Another Rakhust. Are you guys related? Well, they're close friends, that's for sure. So, Rakhust Punderglazed, the other Rakhust. So, He can get caught up in internal deliberations when action is necessary. Oh, he's a thinker. He has a very calm demeanor. He's given to flights of fancy to the point of distraction. Oh, I like this guy already. He only rarely feels strong cravings or urges. He's generally unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning his actions. So he's a I'm doing what I want guy. He tends to assume the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass. He tries to keep his things orderly. He's somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger. He tends to hang on to grievances. He doesn't seek out excitement, and he can handle stress. He doesn't sound like that. He tends to share his own experiences and thoughts with others. So this is Goth Rockhoost, but we're going to call him Rakust the Second. There we go. I mean, this is a fun coincidence that we have two people with the same name like that. All right. Cheers to the founders. So here we have to take a long, windy road for now. I mean, sure, I think I'm going to build a bridge later. But for now, we got to be careful. I mean, anything that would breach the fort at this point would be truly a problem. I mean, not really a deadly problem, I guess, as where miners can swing their picks quite decently, but, well, I don't see any urgency in getting my face bashed in. So we're playing it careful. It also yields us some limestone that we can use either for construction's sake or for the creation of steel. We'll see about that. So we struck magnetite. I ordered to go 10 levels downstairs yet again, so we can find out more about this mysterious place. I mean, after we have already breached through to the magma ocean, I feel like this it is only natural to see what happens now. So we struck damp stone again? Are you kidding me? Another piece of... Jeez, this place has so much aquifer. This is really shocking to me. I really didn't expect that this place that we are building on top of a desert would be that much struck with subterranean water, but there we are. Life's full of surprises, isn't it? So while we are waiting, we're going to check out Nomal Fountain Hazy, the third of the miners, as I find it only fitting that we're going to check out the mining people today. So she is going to wait for him a second. Yeah, this is really what it is. It's the next aquifer. Jeez. And it wasn't around that area. All right, forgive me the interruption. Nomal, you had to wait for the commands. She's naturally trustful of everybody. She has an overinflated sense of self-worth. She has an overbearing personality. She has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. She's rarely happy or enthusiastic, and she's conflicted by this as she values parties and merrymaking in the abstract. She tends to hang on to grievances. This is a very fun person, as she's one of these people that want to be fun, but actually everybody stops having fun once she's around. We gotta make her Baroness. She's grade A noble dwarf material with that kind of personality. So welcome, Nomal. You are truly made for the title of the Baroness of SANDWALLS. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And while we're at it, I quickly want to mention my Twitch channel that you can find in the description below. Some of you like live stuff more, and I stream Fridays and Sundays in the evening hours of the Middle European time zone. So it would be a blast if you'd be joining on in. Now, Let's go deeper and deeper and deeper. Damn it. This is so much to smooth out down here. But I figured that I can't really have a city planning going on without knowing what I'm getting myself into, especially if we have that little room down there. I mean, I didn't expect, for example, that we'd get a second wet pocket. We can do so much stuff with water here. I mean, we have two different access lines for water with this. This is amazing. And we even have a underground sea. So there's even more water shenanigans in it if we'd wanted to. So, well, let's see what we are going to do out of that. I mean, I somewhat am very inclined to make SANDWALLS a place of traps. As the idea is that these guys were mortified and shocked by what the goblins did to them, that they themselves turned a little bit evil. Some of the gods of the Banner of Shadow are really dubious at best, and if you just check out the name of the faction itself, I didn't name them this way. This was the random name generator. I can only assume that there is a connection between the happenings historically. I mean, it could be all random. I really don't know how deep the generator of Dwarf Fortress goes, but in episode 1 we had a overview about the pantheon of this place, and boy, that's some grim stuff. We are going to explore that, of course, during this season 1, as we have to build a proper factory city of sorts. You know, SANDWALLS is a citadel in the first place, and a factory for more fortresses in the second place. In my story, they see themselves as the people that give the fuel to the Banner of Shadows to rise again. And for that, what we need is exploratory goods, picks, anvils. If I could, I would be building wagons, but sadly that is not a thing. But you get the idea. Drop me some comments if you have cool ideas what we should be focusing production-wise here. So I'm really all ears. Alright. So, let's check back to the surface. We successfully breached that darned Aquifer, the second one. And let's see what that'll yield. I mean, we obviously have broken through to another area of diorite, which is interesting as over here it is siltstone. But one must know that this fort is sitting on 3 different biomes. That's why it manages to have the aquifer here still going on the one end and gone on the other. This is sure one darned wild place. I love it. So we are going to go over to the plant gatherers, and well, we realize we don't have anybody capable in that field. So, well, we're going to give this job to Zaxul, the armorer, who will be introduced in the upcoming episode. I mentioned it in episode 1. I don't want to introduce too many dwarfs in one episode, as that makes them less memorable. It was already a strain for me to introduce all the 3 miners here, but after Rakust and Rakust, I felt a little bit compelled to introduce another person, because that felt like one person to me. They must be soulmates of sorts. That must be it. So, yeah, this is quite shocking, just when I thought we were through with it. I mean, it could be also just the puddle. You know, it could be a false positive. We can see that any second now. When this is dug through, it'll show. So if it's just the puddle, these droplets here will disappear. Very excited. And whack. Yeah. It's just that puddle messing around with our sense of wetness here. Alright, so we're going to mess around with the mountain here, and we're going to dig that T-shaped corridor once more. So I hope to breach either into something or find something. As it is midsummer, it is now time for us to do two things. I have commissioned a couple of beds, if I remember correctly. Or did I? Did I commission beds? Was that a fever dream? That was, I think I did commission them, but we didn't have the planks. No. Probably one of those phantom fortresses that I've built. You know, this fort had what was supposed to be something else. I originally wanted to do a modded series, and I have, as a matter of fact, recorded 2 episodes 1 that didn't work before I did this, so I might be still a little bit confused. Oh, there's Ren remains. That gives me instant PTSD. Alright. Say, what does our woodcutter do? Say, do we even have one woodcutter assigned? Yes, yes. So, Ubul, what's up? No job. Doesn't he have a axe on himself? Ah, now he realized that there's one big hunker to chop. I hope he's going to be alright. Okay. So, I have set up this wonderful process here, and with the foraging of the material out there, we'll have plenty of food and drink to go for a while. So that is nothing to be concerned about. Speaking about nothing to be concerned about, I also feel like I would be much better off if I'd be knowing that our animals are in safety. So we're going to dig them a nice big underground pasture. Okay, so we struck some gemstone, but beyond that, we didn't find anything out of the ordinary here. Well, that is totally fine for me. So we're going to go downstairs another 10 levels here. And let's assign some fresh hotkeys. Oh! Migrants! New people are arriving to SANDWALLS. So, let's check their talents. A novice fish dissector. Well, that is a very, very important person. A competent woodcutter. Hopefully you brought your own axe, as we don't have a second one. No, you don't. You're also a competent leather worker, so that's okay. Then we got Lorbam Sedilurvad, a novice miner. So let's see, none of these has children, so we got lucky on that end. Alright, so 3 people are joining SANDWALLS. Good thing that I ordered 10 beds, as I felt like it was a necessity at this point. So, instead of digging some very... Oh, nice. Instead of digging some very generic and unwelcoming series of bedrooms, we're going to dig a very unwelcoming generic dormitory for our dwarfs, while we're going for the city design as soon as I have oriented myself. I thought I'd be getting a clickable notification. I didn't. Well, let's see what we found. So, between the dolomite, we struck the 3rd layer. That pinkish stuff, that is caverns level 3. Okay, so, well, obviously here is where we left the safe ground. So let's delete everything below there. Now, well, there's nothing to delete. Beautiful. So, digging upstairs at that point. And then we're going to seal this here, because I really don't know what is crawling around there, but I'm pretty sure that we don't want to meet it as of yet. Alright. So, while the dormitory is being set up, I am going to set up a jeweler's workshop. as this is a really easy way of earning us some decent money by dishing out some quick jewelry. All right. We have midsummer, so there's only like a couple of weeks left for us to fulfill whatever we want to fulfill before the caravan hits town. I am going to set up a trade depot here, as for now things seem to be quite peaceful. The goblins seem to be unaware of our whereabouts these days, and we're going to order some gem cutting manually. I find this quite tedious to do this longer like that, but for a moment and for a start, it is perfectly fine. Okay, let's seal this place. So that leaves us with the realization that here is Caverns 1, and somewhere in between is Caverns 2. So since this is a really wonderful area where there's magnetite growing, I decided that this is going to be where we're continuing our explorations. There's rock salt. Always makes up a nice color in my personal impression. So somewhere around there has to be entire cavern layer that we have overlooked so far. Yes. So we're going to punch our way downstairs here, 10 stories, and see if we strike the area there somewhere else. In the meantime, we're scooping up a lot of small gemstones, which is wonderful. The fort is thriving for the moment, but we certainly will have to work on our safety very soon. I figure that the people that are on the founding crew here are very, very xenophobic and angsty people. Perfect. Strike. We have now pretty much full knowledge about the caverns. Alright, and there's lots of magnetite. Brilliant. So we really had to go only one stairwell down. It didn't take more than that. Huh. That's funny. Alright, so the good part is that we can easily board this up. And we are going to use a classic manager thing here. As my current work orders don't have any... Whoa, that was a bloody mistake. Alright. Let's see that... Nobody is locked in down there, but as it stands right now, it seems as if everything is okay. And there's another wet layer. Can you believe this? My brain. Yeah, this is just the same layer there. All right, so I already love this place insofar as I see a very challenging and rewarding journey up ahead of us at the same time, because this place is quite wild. We have a very early access to the caverns. We have several areas where we can create a water system with. This is going to be fun. We have so many freaking cool options here already available at our doorstep. The best part is, due to the fact that everything is so compactified together, we don't have a long wind-up time. You get what I mean? We don't have that insanely long exploration factor now on ourselves. We pretty much have already explored the place. Season 2, in episode 2. That's That's proper. That's a proper speed run. Involuntary speed running. That's what it is. All right. But this gets me now to the pleasant spot where I am finally capable to make decisions, you know? Ah, heck, nah. We're going to make a proper order of blocks. So, what kind of blocks will we order first? I want to go for some indiscriminate diorite blocks first, as diorite blocks are really a grateful business. They are useful everywhere. Diorite is a very ubiquitous material. You have it literally available everywhere, or at least it feels like that. And yeah, we can do a decent flooring job with that to begin with. As we can now finally think about how that city will evolve. With the moment that I discovered the magma seed that early, I decided that I wanted to have a rough cartography of the caverns here for thinking about how we're going to build the city, as this is really very important how we're going to do things here. We're limited in space in a very exciting way. All right. So let's floor this. And for the first time, we're going to work with a very specific flooring. And this is my way of putting down the floors like that. You know, the moment you have the bed standing there, you cannot put any floor blocks below it anymore. And I learned that from Blind during his streams. He did that in a recent fort, and I found that a very inspiring little trick, as this is a nice workaround. We can fill in the blanks later. I like that one. So, there we go. Let's set up the dormitory, as I feel like this is probably one of the most important steps right now for the fort, that these poor lads have at least a place to sleep at, you know? It makes a lot of a difference if you have at least some place where you can properly lay yourself down. These dwarfs, they are hard, they are tough guys and girls. They just slap their bottoms on the ground and sleep there, but you know, that is no dwarven life and dignity. Speaking about dignity, I think we're going to accept that this here is like the impromptu base camp. That means I want to make a tiny tavern. Tiny tavern, damn it. It sounds more planned than I anticipated. And we are going to set up a small dining hall. There we go. So in that regard, we're going to order a suite of rock tables and rock thrones. Let's see, we're going to order that set made out of mudstone. Yeah. The beauties of mudstone. It's a gray rock. It's really nothing special. It's the stuff that we have lying around here. And we're going to need another set of doors. That's what we're going to need. So I'm vibing with the rock salt doors. Currently at least. Alright, so these will be basic amenities. This means that we finally have some basics down. So this is going to be the spot for the drinks, and this is going to be the spot for the rock coffer. And tell you what, fellas, surprise me. I bet it's going to be a mudstone coffer. Alright. So, we have our first connection of stockpiles. Hell yeah. So, SANDWALLS is alive. And alive and well. Sorry, that distracted me. We set up successfully a really nice little basic infrastructure here. Got all the basic necessities down. Bloodstone coffer, called it. So I'm really happy where we ended up for the first episode, because this is pretty much the end for today. We're going to do two more things. There's going to be a tavern, and there is going to be a permanent order for rock mugs, as this will allow our fun friends to finally drink in dignity and not by dunking your face into the barrel. That is not how it's done. And since things are as they are, and this is a roleplay run, the new guys, one of the new guys, the fish dissector, is going to be our tavern keeper. And yeah, let's roll through with the outro while I'm staffing out this dining hall a little bit. I thank you so much for being around. Seriously. I'm really happy to have you guys. And drop me your comments down below. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. I'd be really happy to have you as a subscriber. So consider joining on in for your daily dosage of dwarf. So I also have a lot of links down there. There is a link to the Savage Lands saga, which is the predecessor to this one, a 5-season monstrosity where it was basically the first attempt of doing a multi-fort thing, and it's a lot of stuff to watch, and it's fun. 200 episodes and such. So knock yourself out in that regard. And I have to do it. Check out Patreon, PayPal, buy me a coffee. I'd be really happy if I'd be able to get you to check these out. And also there's the channel membership program with various ways to support. They all have one thing in common: you get to watch all the scheduled things a little bit earlier, as that's what I do for the channel membership thingy. There's always going to be the stuff released for free, but this is my thank you for your support on that end. So that all being said, let's end with a big thank you for being around even after the annoying ad rolls. But what can I say? I have to eat after all and feed my poor family and all those things. So glad you're around until the bitter end. Thanks for bad, and see you all on the next one. Bye bye.